iShop.black. One-stop shop for your online buying and selling needs. Buying online should be easy, convenient, and affordable. Selling online should be easy, convenient, and affordable. A platform that connects Israelites, so-called African American, buyers and sellers. Shop the latest gadgets, trendy fashion, and unique collectibles. iShop.black showcases products of verified sellers. Launch your business online today. With fast and easy setup, free video training, and free technical support. Alone we may go faster, but together, we go farther. IB Israel. Join us at iShop.black to start your free trial today. Contact us at info@ishop.black. www.ishop.black.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, about a couple of minutes a little later than what I want to do, but hey, we're going to stick to our regular time. Did some research into how long the streams need to be based on some analytics. So we're going to try something new tonight. Won't take too long to get started with y'all tonight since we kind of burned some time a little bit. But we're going to have some good time, right? It is May 22nd. So let's go ahead on and get to the devotional early. We're not going to play around because I want to jump right into this. Before I even get started, hold on. If I get a membership to the app, does it have all the old videos from when you went by the? It's a lot of stuff, Jason. I have a lot still in the vault, but we got so much coming in. We trying to keep up putting the new stuff, but yeah, I have a vault full of videos that I still got to put up there. So I will be getting that worked in. I may have to get even my other daughter to start helping work some of that older stuff in. So just to answer your question, because you see how much content we got coming up, and then we have to put, some content I don't put on YouTube, go there too. So yeah. So anyway, let me get to a devotional real quick. I don't know. Shoot, who we gonna do? I think who did we do yesterday? I don't even remember. Was it Eric Mays yesterday? I don't know. If it was Eric Mays, who do we have yesterday? Was it Eric Mays or was it the super mayor? Which one was it? Real quick, if anybody paying attention. Okay, you used 2014. Okay, cool. Well, shout out to you, bro. You seen a lot of changes with us here. Who do we was it the Eric Mays or super mayor? Which one? From yesterday. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
I'm just telling you. I'm going to let you talk.
Who you talking to you gonna let? The voters let me. I got voted in. Who you talking to? You gonna let me? I got seconds left.
I want you to know.
Ain't she crazy? How many seconds? I'm counting your time. Miss Galloway, I'm going to rule you out order. You keep talking so much.
Do I have the floor? Do I?
Yes, you do.
You have the floor.
Thank you very much.
What a fool.
We have got to help the city of Flint. We have got to move the city forward. We have got to vote yes on this. Thank you.
Ms. Herkenroder, you the reason that I'm going to vote the way I'm going to vote, because you tried to put words in my mouth like I said you was a racist. You got to stop doing that. You've got to stop doing that.
Ms. Fields, please be very careful in that area. Please.
All I said, there was mediation and there were people in rooms. That's not
who in what room and how many.
But I am going to finish saying this.
Oh, go ahead.
That's fine. Do you?
It shouldn't be fine. We got folks sitting in business,
I'm the
and
chairperson.
I wouldn't care if you was the chair, the sofa, the TV. Point of information, Madam Chair.
What's your point?
Are you going to sit and allow this man to talk all that tough talk, talking about what he ain't scared, won't, and you sit there and condone it? May I be?
All right, that was our brother Eric Mays. So, let me, the old Phil would have approached this a little different, but the new Phil, I have a little bit more wisdom, so let me approach this like this. How many of y'all in the D9 that's watching right now? You know, I mean, hey, you in the D9, you pledged sorority, fraternity, college, that's what you did. I don't know the reasons, not even getting involved with it. But this story that I'm gonna talk about today, I have to talk about it for two reasons. One, it would not be fair to Boulay Martin. We talk about Boulay Martin, we talk about him running around with them Greek letters all day, we talk about him being in the Boulay, and we ride down on him a lot. If we avoid this story, it's not fair to Boulay Martin, right? So we are fair around here. Number two, I would not have been interested in this if I didn't see the reactions of several deltas, but one in particular. So what got me interested in this story? I wouldn't have cared about this. I mean, if the girl want not being a delta no more, she don't want to be, what they got to do with me, right? But the first video I seen was from an attorney, that's a Delta Sigma Theta sorority. And I didn't see the letter yet. We're gonna go through the letter together. I didn't see the letter. I didn't even know who the young lady was. But she had a video saying how the Deltas can protect themselves legally from people renouncing and talking public. And I say, what you got going on? Why can't somebody talk publicly about you? So that sparked my interest. That sparked my interest all the way around. You start, so the sisters are talking about, yeah, the national organization need to get an NDA and any new pledges or things like that. They need to sign an NDA. And I'm like, okay. All right, so at that point, I started saying, NDA, that's interesting. But this is what really got me to start deep looking into this story, and I said, oh, I got to do it. When she said, if they violate the NDA, remember she's a lawyer, and put in there that it has to go through arbitration, not a trial, because when it goes to trial, it's public record. When she said that, I went to the chat. I started looking at the responses. I said, oh, I'm interested. I'm invested now. Who is this young lady? What did she say? Because nobody called her a liar. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for people to call her a liar constantly. And nobody said she was lying. So this young lady, Zora Sanders, is all over the news, or this black area, right? Howard University. She went through the whole process to become a Delta. She was accepted. What did they say? She walked the line, drew line, whatever. I don't know that terminology, don't care. She was in there. She went through the process. 30 days later, she decides to renounce. After, from what they was saying, she paid anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 to be in this. And I'm thinking, after you did all that and after 30 days you left? What? So I really got curious then, because you know me, how I feel about Boulay and all that. You already know. Listen, I can be that way because nobody invite me to nothing anyway, right? So I think God has put me in the position I'm in. because he didn't want me around certain things so I could say certain things. Because when you get involved with certain organizations, you can't say nothing. Right? Now, to all my brothers and sisters that are in the community that's in a D9, look, I love y'all. You my brothers, you my sisters. Love y'all. My only issue with this story is a little disturbing to me, the reaction, how the Deltas are responding to this. I mean, this is some kind of the things I'm seeing over and over, and it's kind of vicious in the way things are being said. It's kind of like somebody left the mafia or the gang or something, and you weren't supposed to be talking about inner workings of what we got going on. I'm like, bruh, like what's it? So let's get to the letter, and let's get to it, because I know some D9 people watch. I know, I love y'all, but look, Brother Phil, I can't show allegiance to no man-made organization. I can't do it. I can only show allegiance to God, allegiance to my family, allegiance to the community, but not no organization. But let's get into it. Let's put it up. Let's see what got them so angry. Let's see. This is the young lady here. That is the letter right there. All right. So let me kind of cue this up real quick so I can look at it on my other screen here. All right. So the headline here, denouncing Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. This is what they are very upset about, ladies and gentlemen. This is they're upsetting about. All right. Greetings to whomever it may concern. I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Zora Sanders, a rising senior at Howard University. Shout out to Zora. I am a spring 2024 initiate of Alpha Chapter Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am writing this letter to inform nationals that I have officially renounced and denounced membership in the organization as of May 1st, 2024. I have informed Alpha Chapter of my decision to depart and have appropriately given all paraphernalia / anything affiliated in any capacity back to the members of the organization. Okay, that starts off fine. Before I was invited to join the organization, despite all the research and information I had gathered, I was not aware of the specific requirements needed to become an official member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. As I detail these requirements, I want to emphasize that they were my non-negotiables from the beginning, and that while I did initially compromise on them, that is not something I am willing to continue compromising on any circumstances. Pyramid pinning and the induction ceremony. For both these ceremonies, there were quite a few things that occurred. In order to continue with membership, I had to go to a ceremonial table, kneel down, and recite 2 different oaths. Interesting. Regarding my now lifetime commitment to Delta Sigma Theta, prior to going up to the ceremonial table and reading the vow, I vividly remember the president stating that the oath I was about to take will follow me until final judgment, and are now obligations that I can never be freed. What is going on here? Huh? What is that? This is the letter, y'all. I'm just reading it. I'm just reporting the news. Why does it? Is she have? Okay. What? So I don't know what she fully is. I don't care. This is her experience. Y'all be worrying about the wrong thing. She puts here in quotes, now you're about to take upon yourself vows and obligations from which you can never be freed. Wow, that's never be freed. God. That will follow you to the final judgment. Before we proceed further into the ceremony, I shall ask each of you by name to affirm that you are of your own free will and accord, seek admission to Delta Sigma Theta by saying I do. She said page 210 from the ritual book. The ritual book. Can y'all explain that to me a little bit? Some of you in the chat about this ritual book. I know you don't supposed to talk. I know it's like the mafia. I get it from what I'm seeing. By definition, a covenant involves an agreement or promise sworn by an oath between two parties by which they swear allegiance to one another. In order to become a member, I had to make a pledge, swear an oath of allegiance, and perform a ritual ceremony that involved kneeling and bowing at an altar. Once again, I didn't see people say this young lady was lying. I just was hearing that she shouldn't have talked about anything. Okay? All right, let's continue. She said, as a Christian, God tells us in the Bible, Joshua 23:16, when ye have transgressed the covenant of the Lord your God, which he commanded you, and have gone and served other gods and bow yourself to them, then shall the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and ye shall perish quickly from off the good land which he hath given unto you. She also types 2 Corinthians 5:10, tells us we must all stand before Christ to be judged. This oath I took as a new initiate will follow me to when I appear before Christ to be judged. Why? Because it's a covenant, and that's how covenants work in the spirit realm. She put altar. Said this is a ceremonial table, but it's an altar. By definition, an altar is a table or place which serves as the center of a worship or rituals. On this table, there were candles being lit, the vows, the torch of wisdom, the book to sign our names in, etc. The candle is burning to symbolize what the goddess Minerva represents. The goddess Minerva, we'll get to that. Centering false gods / deities, in this case, the goddess Minerva as the foundation of an organization and initiation of its new members, is a type of worship. Well, hey, y'all, I'm reporting the news. Don't get mad at me. I'm reporting the news. I don't need a bunch of deltas writing me. Look, prove their sister wrong. Because all I keep hearing is she shouldn't have talked. Right? Like she, you know, that no snitching stuff. Okay, so let's go to the second part here. All right, we'll finish it off. We'll get into this. She said worship, the feeling or expression of reverence and adoration for a deity. She said God makes it very clear to his children that there is only one and living God, and that's Jesus Christ. His first commandment, that thou shalt not serve no other gods before me. Exodus 20:3-6. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. Hey, this sister quoting scripture on them in her resignation. I see why you're mad. Goddess Minerva, another conflict that I've had with Minerva. I discovered that Minerva, although initially presented as merely a symbol, played a significantly more prominent role than I anticipated. Despite an earlier discussion during the intake process emphasizing that Minerva was not worshipped or praised, particularly given the sorority's foundation on Christian principles, the goddess Minerva was heavily incorporated into many intricate phases of my intake process, playing a large role in guiding me into Delta land. This unexpected emphasis on Minerva conflicted with my personal values, as I do not deserve wisdom from the goddess Minerva. Additionally, I learned that Minerva is the organization's crest and official symbol after induction. Atop the crest sits the goddess Minerva. As a Christian, I don't affiliate, partake, or wear anything that is symbolic of any other deity that is not God, including the Greek goddess. I also shall only receive and seek wisdom from God. Now she quotes Matthew 6:24, no man shall serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue and finish this up. Manipulation of scripture. He said, additionally, during our first chapter meeting, I recall the president opening up the meeting with some Bible verses from Psalms. With these verses, they were misconstrued, taken out of context from the Bible to fit a Delta version, she put in quotes. Another huge non-negotiable for me, as an organization built upon Christian principles, the above mentioned things go directly against the Lord and his word. Just because something is replicated in the image of God does not mean that it is of God and is a Christian principle, she quote unquote. These aforementioned reasons involve idolatry, a sin that costs the eternal life. 1 Corinthians 6, 9 through 10. So this conviction has been placed upon me by the Holy Spirit and I must obey. Please inform me of the next steps or any paperwork for me necessary for me to be formally removed from the organization. This letter constitutes my official letter of denouncement. Thank you for the time to read this and honor my final decision. Best regards, Sister Zora Sanders. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's have this conversation here real quick about what Sister Zora was talking about. Just real quick. All right, so let's, where are we at? Where are we at? All right, so let me go here. And the first thing we want to look at here is what got me also curious was Minerva. Minerva got me very curious. So I started looking around. I made sure that, this was the right Minerva. So now Minerva, as you can see, Wikipedia is talking about it. I mean, I found a bunch of stuff about it, but Wikipedia is okay on this. It is a goddess of poetry, medicine, commerce, weaving, the crafts, and wisdom, which Zora talked about. A white woman, okay? A white woman from Greek mythology, whatever. As you can see here, wisdom, justice, law, victory, the sponsor of arts, trade, and strategy. She's also a goddess of warfare through the focus of a strategic warfare rather than the violence of gods such as Mars. Beginning in the 2nd century BC, the Romans equated her with the Greek goddess Athena. Minerva is one of the 3 Roman deities in Capitoline triad, along with Jupiter and Juno. Minerva is a virgin goddess. Her domain includes music, poetry, medicine, wisdom, commerce, weaving, and the crafts. Minerva is often depicted with her sacred creature, an owl, usually named the Owl of Minerva, which symbolized her association with wisdom and knowledge, as well as less frequently the snake and the olive tree. Minerva is commonly depicted as tall with an athletic and muscular build. She is often wearing armor, and carrying a spear. As important Roman goddess, she is highly revered, honored, and respected. And I saw something I thought also was interesting down here. Let's go down here. Where we at? Modern depictions and references of Minerva. Now, the Minerva is all kind of things. The Seal of California has Minerva in it. It depicts the goddess Minerva, her birth fully grown, parallels California becoming a state without first being a territory. The U.S. military, Medal of Honor, has Minerva in it, with Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard depicts the Minerva in the center of it. The Air Force uses, the head of the Statue of Liberty instead, okay? They have a Minerva hospital for women and children. That's in actually China. They have, this Max Planck Society Association, mainly in Germany. Minerva appears on the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro and other institutions in Brazil. They talk about public monuments, that's either here or throughout the world. And, it's so much that we can go into about universities. Like, let me see if I can just click the university side. And it talks about how Minerva is all in the colleges. So this is not just something that the Delta's using. This is University of Lincoln. They see that's a UK university. Louisville, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Greensboro, University of Albany, the state of New York, University of Alabama, University of Virginia, Union College. Yeah, Minerva's everywhere, y'all. It's not just them. It's everywhere. Let me continue with Minerva's here in Cambridge, the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Let's see, go down here. The Netherlands, I'm not worried about the Netherlands. I'm not worried about Hotchkiss School here. Minerva, Yale School of Art, all these things they say that a statue of Minerva is located in the main review pit. I mean, Minerva is everywhere. So clearly, these higher institutions have this thing with Minerva here. So it's not just, we can't just put it all on the deltas and say it's just them and all of that, right? All right. So just my opinion on this. Just my opinion. A lot of people say they join sororities and fraternity for the brotherhood, sisterhoods part of it. They say they like the community outreach of it. I'm not saying they don't do any of that. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to talk about the rest of them. I'm only going to talk about the one that's being talked about now. Just some questions, and maybe y'all can help me, because I don't know everything, right? Wouldn't you want people to know how your organization is working? Why the secrecy? I just want to know that. Number 2, no one is accusing her of lying. That's the most important thing for me with this story. I'm seeing everybody demonize her, but you got to ask the other question. Someone say, why she just didn't do this quietly? Why she had to tear? Y'all have to understand something. And I love the young generation. I love them. They're not going to be quiet. They're not going to hold your secrets. They're not going to listen to with this young generation. Boule won't last. Because this young generation is going to put your behind on blast. They live in the receipt generation. People are going to drop receipts real quick. And that's what a lot of y'all are not liking. My thing is this: if you bow down on your altar, some candles, whatever you did, I don't know, I wasn't there, stand on it. Say, yeah, I did that. That's what I did to get in. If you sitting up here talking about the goddess Minerva, stand on it. Stand on business. Don't sit up here and get mad she telling, because to me, if you mad she telling, then it sounds like you're not proud of what you're doing. And then from what I mean, the first time I've seen somebody I've never seen anger like this before. I remember some years ago, I knew a dude. He had a wife. I think she was an AKA. I think that's what she was. And he was talking about the AKAs, and he said something about them. Boy, the look that came across her face, and she's like, what I told you about talking like that about the AK? He say, look, don't play with me. I'm like, she got angry. And I'm like, why she got that angry about that? You would think that he was talking bad about like her kids, her mama, like, being disrespectful to her mama, whoever, somebody important. I never seen somebody react that way. Or I've seen people just get pissed, even with me. I never forget this tweet. I never forget it. And now I'm starting to understand it. I remember some years ago, I had put up a tweet and they had everything but the Divine Nine. They said they Greek, right? And I just asked a question. I say, why a bunch of black people calling themselves Greek? I said, shouldn't this be called like a black fraternity or African or something? And they came at me. They said, "Oh boy, he's super. He's super black. He's super woke. He's super." I'm like, and these were black people. This wasn't white people telling me that. And I say, why are they reacting that way? I mean, it's a good question. Greek people aren't African. Greek people aren't Black American. Greek people aren't Caribbean black. So why are you calling yourself Greek? Why are you taking Greek letters? Man, shoot, at least, if you're going to take some letters, take something from Egypt, take something from, I think it's just a legitimate question, right? But then this young sister talks about the process and everything. And y'all, you can't say she's disgruntled because it would work if she wasn't let in. She went through the whole process. She paid the money. And yet a month later, and that's what's freaking them out. She went through the whole process and then walked away from it after going through the whole process, right? I've seen them give excuse Oh, she was sent to do that. Really? Okay, who sent her? Where's the proof of that? I've seen people saying, them conservatives probably did that. The conservatives? So now they involved with it too? But you know what? That's the same thing they tell me. Oh, Phil must be getting paid by them conservatives. Like, where's all this conservative money we getting? And where is it going? Like, 'cause I'm sure not getting no conservative money. And I don't think that young lady's getting no conservative money. I mean, like, seriously. Why aren't you pissed? Why are you upset that she's talking about y'all process? Y'all cannot control these young people. And I'm gonna tell you this, they don't care about your NDAs either. One thing I'm learning about this young generation, and I love them. I love this young generation, Gen Z. I love y'all. Listen, I'm not that kind of uncle that's gonna be pissed off at y'all, mad that y'all trying to rise, mad that y'all got ideas. I am not that brother at all. Because one thing in this black community, we don't want to progress because you got people trying to hold on to positions. You know why the HBCUs is in the position they're in? Look at the leadership, holding on and not letting the young people in to try to run these universities, to try to improve these universities, right? And they all tied in to Boule. So let's call it what it is. This young sister that was not trying to be a crusader at all, she was not. She put her letter out, she put it out, right? She literally is now having people peer into the process of what these black people are going through to get into this and what's all involved with it. You understand what I'm saying? And boy, I'm hearing a lot more things behind the scenes about some of the fraternities too. And some of that, from what I'm hearing. But I don't talk unless I got something definitive. So y'all help me. I'm just tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Zora, she is my sister from the black community. She sure is. She sure is. Yes, she is. Because she doing the Lord's work. She putting things out that was truthful. She didn't do nothing that was a lie because nobody accused her of lying. When they start talking about NDAs and arbitration because you talking about how you get in, she wasn't even talking about what they do day to day. She just said how you get in to do it. Oh yes, she is a wonderful child of the Lord. Yes, she is. Now let's talk about that. Most of your Democrat politicians, now I've got to go there. Most of your Democrat politicians, go start pulling their paperwork. The majority of them are attached to some sorority or fraternity. Oh yes, the majority of them are. Go look it up. Don't just take my word for it. Go look it up. And when they get up there, they separating themselves from the community, obviously. They get up there, they become blue and not black. And guess who get on their nerves? We talking about at least on the politician side. I'm not talking about every person in the sorority or fraternity. I'm not saying every person is even on that. So don't write me. Don't be all mad. But listen, you should be mad if I'm talking bad about the Lord or your kids or something. Not that, okay? And if it's not you, I'm not talking about you. But those who are in politics, they are just as much angry with the grassroots as the folks are in the black community. We talking about reparations. They get their reparations. The Boule, they get it. That's why, look, y'all don't understand. The Boule is the Stephen on the plantation. Remember Stephen from Django? Stephen had a good position in the plantation. Stephen was even allowed to run other slaves. Stephen got to be in the big house. Stephen had good clothes. He wasn't dressed like the rest of them slaves, working all day. Stephen ate good. He was in there with the master, eating very good. That's how I liken that. Because how is it that, we talking about our community, I'm not talking about other communities. In our community, we have the most, one of the biggest caucuses on the Hill, and yet we get nothing done for black people. Nothing. But when people get mad about, let's say, the Asian hate crime bill, let's talk about that. Let's go there. Let's go. The Asian politicians, they got their organizations, whatever they got, but they on code with Asians. And when they was talking about stop Asian hate, they was all on code, from the actors to the actresses to the musicians. You even seen China Mac. You know who China Mac is. He even a Chinese rapper. You seen they politicians. Everybody was on code about stop Asian hate. They wasn't talking about no Democrat. They wasn't talking about no Republican. They were saying, hey, this is what we got to do. And they all pushed it on code. Their politicians looked out for Asians. And then they got Biden to sign that while black folks go line up to vote. That's all you go do. But you get nothing out of it. We got all these black politicians that's more worried about you talking about their sorority or fraternity than talking about reparations for black Americans. They're talking about an anti-black hate crime bill. They more worried about you putting Joe Biden in office than helping black people that's suffering every day. I always say that, what's the point of them even being there? They might well just go to a college and go teach or go do their sorority fraternity stuff. Get out the way. Because you're not no good for black America. Kamala, that's another one. She's sorority. They're all attached. And they don't do nothing for black people. Because when they get in those positions, they say, hey, this is the rules. We'll pay you good. You on the plantation. You just can't do nothing good for black people. And you can't advocate punishing white people. As long as you don't do those two things, that's the rules of plantation, you good, here's your position, here's your money. We'll let you be a little corrupt too. You know, not as much corrupt as we are. We'll let you be a little corrupt. We'll let you do that. And if you notice them, when you see them, they ain't got a hair out of place. Every fiber on their clothes is straight. They don't look like they deal with nothing. They look like they totally different than you. You don't see that. I'm going through it like black America go through it on them. And I personally believe the Democrats won't let a black person come in like that unless they go through them organizations. You would have to redo it from the bottom in the grassroots. That's why we don't get anywhere. When people are sitting up here talking about Minerva instead of talking about black people. Yeah. Kamala Ski Yee, her. Yeah. Instead of saying ski yees, talk about some reparations. That's what you need to be talking about. And remember, all that stroll to the poll. Who was doing that? There wasn't a rank and file black woman doing that. Yeah, look, that's why I love, like I say, y'all, that's why I love the young people. Because the older people just go with the status quo. Oh, well, I don't want to say nothing. I'm going to make this person mad. They're not going to like me no more. Man, the young people are like, man, I ain't got. See, the problem is, older generation, when you left the younger people with nothing, they have nothing to lose. So what are you going to do to them? You can't take nothing from them. You didn't make sure they were papered up. You didn't make sure they had a good career. What are you going to do to them? They can't afford a house. They can't afford cars a lot of times. They can barely afford an apartment. They have nothing to lose to blow your spot up. They have nothing to lose. Y'all talking about Puffy and everybody being exposed. Everybody, Cat Williams was talking about getting exposed. Well, not just Puffy and a lot of these other people. But prior to this, we didn't have no idea about some of this. My thing is, if you're upset that this young sister said something, then you need to reevaluate yourself. I don't want to be a part of anything that I'm upset if somebody talk about the process of getting into anything. That'd be like me being upset that who went through it? Renell, Way, and Naledi. It'd be like me getting upset that they talked about the process of what we did to go through the hiring process over here with them. I don't care if you know that. Good. If you know it, fine. That way when I'm looking for something, you already know what to do. Don't care about that. Ain't nothing I'm doing that's so secretive. In process is too much. Now, trade secrets is one thing. You know, it's not like it's not like she even put out the handbook. She didn't put out any of that. She just said that what she just didn't agree with. So you can't come at her like she just brought your handbook out, put it out online, and she didn't do any of that. She just said what she didn't agree with. And y'all upset that y'all made it more than what it is. If y'all just kept quiet about it, let that young sister say what she gonna say, and just say, okay, it's not for her, whatever. This wouldn't even be talked about. Be careful at the responses you give certain things. Yeah, hey, I tell people this, you don't pledge yourself to nothing but the Lord. That's what you pledge your life to. You pledge your soul. What they say, love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. I don't bow my knee to Baal, Minerva, or anything else. No, only the Lord. I don't take no oath but nothing to the Lord. And it's worked out well for me. And I have never been part of nobody's organization. And they don't come my way with it either, because they know better. I said, nah, not him. Yeah, not him. Yeah, Africa's King says she don't want to be a part of that. Now you say a cult, I'm not saying nothing more. I'm only reporting the news. Y'all can run with it how y'all want to run with it, or whatever. But I'm very curious. I would love to talk to that young lady, cause it's a little bit deeper than that. Like what? I mean, I understand what you wrote, but it's something you saw that said, man, this ain't it. I know it's something you saw that you didn't write. You ain't talking about something that was just in your spirit. Say this not it. I told y'all these young people is gonna change America. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna repeat it again. The young people of this nation is going to change America, whether you like it or not, from the folks, even to the black boule and anybody else who don't like it. They're going to fundamentally change America, and it's going to scare the hell out of you, but just get ready for the ride, because they're going to change it. And I'm right here for them. I'm cheering on the young people. I'm with you, because I understand life got to progress, and young people help progress things. Prime example. When you talked about the civil rights movement, it was young people that got involved with the civil rights movement. Young people that was putting foot to butt and going at the race soldiers and all that during that time period. It wasn't a bunch of old people. It was young people. Zeal is with the youth. And they gonna have to live in this country or this world when a lot of people are gone. So no, I'm telling all the young people, I am here in support of you. I may not understand some things, but I'm learning. I'm asking questions. I'm learning every day, because y'all generation may be just a little different, and that's fine. My generation was different. I'm Gen X. It was different at one point in time. But I embrace y'all. I embrace you. I don't shun you. Live your truth. Be the young people that God created you to be. And forget these people that's trying to hold you back, trying to hide devilment, trying to hide all this, hide all that. No. If you are truthful and righteous, then be open. It's nothing to hide. You talk about the folks and what they doing and this and that. And yeah, that's how they operate, in the dark. We can't operate in the dark. We got to operate in the light. There's only one entity that operates in the dark, and it's surely not the Lord. Okay, let's go there. Too much sauce. Who are you to say she's black or not? Clearly, I can see she got a black parent. But hell, y'all say Naledi is Asian, and Naledi is straight from South Africa. Black parents and everything from South Africa. Y'all say she Asian. So what? Okay, let's say this young lady is Asian. So you got a whole vice president that y'all voted for, Ski Yee, right? Y'all wouldn't vote for her. She wasn't 100%, and she ain't Black American. So it wasn't a problem with Kamala, but you got a problem with this young lady? I don't care if she was Asian. So what? The truth is the truth is the truth. I don't care what mouth it comes from. No, the fact is, you saying that, it let me know the intention of your heart, and it's evil. Because what? So I'm supposed to discredit what she's saying because she's not supposedly Black like you say she should be? That's unrighteous. I didn't know truth had a color, nationality. I didn't know truth could come from a particular look. Like, you better get that white supremacy out your head. Well, Leroy, I'm not here to talk about their pledges or who gonna pledge or who not gonna pledge. But yeah, they all about to start doing NDAs though. Oh, I know that much. Oh, they about to start doing NDAs. They about to start doing it. And let me tell y'all something about signing an NDA. Don't do it. If somebody telling you to sign an NDA and it is not a bag attached to it, and I say a bag with trade secrets, like for instance, if you work for Coca-Cola and you knew the recipe to Coca-Cola because you had to work with it, I would understand you had signed the NDA. I get it. If you work with a tech company and you knew the inner workings of that tech company, and if you put it out there, you can literally destroy their business, I understand you signed the NDA. If you worked in a restaurant, bakery, whatever, and you knew certain recipes, right? I can understand why you signed that too. I can understand it. But if somebody telling you to come in, well, you can't talk about what we do over here. So if I see some criminal activity, I'm gonna get sued about talk about it? Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Don't sign no NDAs. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't sign nobody's NDA. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Now, some people gonna do it, and that's fine. But don't do it. Because that NDA crap, who it come from? Them folks. And why do they got it? So they can shut you up from talking about their dirt and their unrighteousness. And then you want to bring that mess to our people? No. Don't you sign no NDA to be a part of nobody's organization. No. Lioness Den says, I don't know why it's a topic, because it's a topic. It's a topic in the Black community. Lioness. And if okay, you said the late Donda West, my mentor, was an AKA. Okay, shout out to your mentor, Dr. Donda West. Shout out to her. Peace and blessings upon her, and may she rest in power. That's how I feel about that. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now. Obviously, you weren't listening in the beginning. If you in a fraternity or sorority, do you. But my thing is, if you don't want people to talk about your process and you feel and you feel like nobody can expose the thing, I just say stand on business. Whatever you did to get in and to maintain, just stand on it. That's all. You'd be like, yeah, okay, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we did. And just stand on it. It wouldn't be a problem. Okay, bye, Linus. Guess, she's a D9 member, so she don't like that, and that's fine. She don't have to like it. We not agree on everything. Well, I just have a thing about our Black people engaging in certain things that we see the folks engage in. I don't like that. We talk about how bad they are, what they doing to us, things that NDAs they've used against us, so we can't say anything. And now we were having organizations where we don't want our young people talking. But I'm gonna let y'all deal with that. All right, I'm gonna let y'all deal with that. With that being said, Thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the show tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and everything. Make sure you hit the like button. That's very important. Download the African Diaspora News Channel app, Google Play and Apple App Store. And also, if you're interested in going to the Ethiopia trip, March 31 to April 9. Last time I checked, it was 23 spots left on that trip. We'll put the pinned comment of that after the stream and everything. So thank y'all for listening. And listen, we're here to have the tough conversations. See, they won't have this conversation on CNN or MSNBC, will they? No, they won't. But we'll have it right here because we're talking about what's important to black people. That's all. And when our children make they need to have informed choices of what they're getting into when they join anything, even the church house. You know what I'm saying? They need to know what they're getting into. And if they don't like what they see, then they should be able to talk about what the process was if they want to publicly. It's nothing that we should have going on in the black community where we can't talk about things and we're trying to eviscerate a young sister in the community because she said something. No, young people, live your truth. Live your truth and put your receipts out when you have it. People are gonna have to learn how to deal with it. If you don't like people exposing what you're talking about, well then, hey, maybe it's something you shouldn't be part of.